Anthony Sawyer and Zach Arthur, actually 3 of them running in the S5 junior class.
Looks like we're just about ready and gridded up, ready to go.
Racing.
Good start by Musgrave, but Jackson's right there.
Musgrave and Jackson both with great starts, you're right. And then it's a 71 of Elliott and the Crow Show in the 31, John Crow. On lap number 1, the Shifters get through clean on those first couple sets of turns here at CalSpeed. Settling into single file formation down there through the carousel and headed into the horseshoe. Great start once again by those orange helmets. Eric Jackson doing all he can to try to keep Musgrave in close in his sights. With our Kid Kart GX50 Hondas making their way up to the grid, Kid Kart Hondas. Rick McAllister in the 822 behind the Crow Show. Jason Schott in the 179. Nikki Hayes, S5 Junior leader in that 51 machine. Nikki Hayes. Hayes up there running with the big boys right behind S4 Masters driver Alex King in the 522. As Musgrave continues out there on the lead. The X2-wheel motocross specialist making the transition over to the 4-wheels karting. Team Musgrave and Musgrave Racing Concepts. With Jackson trying to chase him down in that Baldozer Racing, number 86. Heading down the hill, it's still Elliott holding off the charge from John Crow in the Crow Show.
Musgrave with a nice lead now, but Jackson certainly isn't going anyplace.
Yeah, those two battled in some close racing in the heat race. Qualifying was real close also, so Jackson trying to end that dominance of Team Musgrave. Willie out there in the 422 kart.
In fact, it looks like Jackson beginning to close the gap just a little bit.
Right on the back bumper of the 422 of Musgrave is Eric Jackson and Andrew Simmons. Those two have some room now on Elliott and Crow. Jason Schott in the 179.
Jackson to the inside, takes the lead.
For the S4 Masters. And a big move by Action Jackson.
Not sure if something happened to Musgrave here.
Yeah, now 3rd and 4th up on Musgrave, so I'm thinking something definitely wrong on that 422 machine.
Yeah, he's dropping positions big time, so obviously some mechanical issues for Musgrave.
So a tough deal there for Musgrave. Jackson would have been tough either way. And Musgrave will pull it off track. You're right, JR. Something happened to the 422.
Yeah,
Musgrave. We'll have to go find out what happened there for the Kart Racer TV fans.
So Jackson with a nice sizable lead now, so the battle is for second.
Jackson out there in another area code. bringing it into the horseshoe. A big lead now in the battle. Behind the leader with Elliott Crow, Jason Schott, Alex King, Nicky Hayes, the S5 Junior leader.
So I'm sure that's got to be disappointing for Musgrave there, Chappie.
Yeah, the Musgraves are probably disappointed if they're not anywhere but the top of that podium, as those orange helmets are used to being out on the front end. And like I said, we'll get a second here and go do a little investigative reporting and find out what happened to the 422 kart. Make sure you check out LAKC on the Facebook page, Los Angeles Karting Championship on Facebook, and check out all of today's racing pictures, as they'll post up all kinds of pictures, some still shots from today's action for the April race.
So while Jackson has a pretty sizable lead, it's a pretty nice battle here between second, third, and fourth.
You got Darren Elliott in that 71C battling with the Crow Show. John Crow, Jason Schott in the 179, Alex King the 522. Nicky Hayes, your leader for the S5 Junior class over Anthony Sawyer in the 106, Zach Arthur in the 27C kart. Crow Show getting the pressure from the 179. The shot is Elliott out there in second.
Now we're getting just a little bit of a gap there from second to third. And some movement there for your third spot.
Elliott all by himself out there now in second, you're right. And Schott still trying to keep pressure on the 522 of King, and King right behind the Crow Show. Nicky Hayes running with the big boys. S5 Junior, Nicky Hayes in that 51. Another good race up next after the shifters with the kid karts, the young guns, and the GX50 Hondas. And they'll be going 10 laps for their main event of the afternoon.
Jackson coming up on a slower kart. And we got contact.
Jackson
and knocks
clips
Jackson.
A tire.
I don't think that driver realized that Jackson was there, and now Eric Jackson is out of this race.
And I think Jackson was clear to make the move and pass and just ran out of room. He had to move left a little bit, as that portion of the racetrack is a quick left-right-hander. And what a tough break for the Team USA pilot.
Wow, that's got to be frustrating.
Out there all by himself, clipping the tires with the slower traffic, and a tough break as both drivers are out.
So your top two racers with Musgrave and Jackson are out.
Opens the door for Darren Elliott in the 71C. And now he's got a pretty big lead because he was all by himself in second. He comes around and sees what happened to Jackson with the Crow Show. Now in second, Alex King looking to grab the final spot on the podium. So an interesting outcome here with not only Musgrave, but Jackson out of the race. Schott runs fourth in the 179. Nicky Hayes continues to lead for S5 Junior.
Boy, that's going to be painful for the points as well.
S4 Magnum, your leader is Gary Delcourt in the 772 over John Reichs in the 448. Steve Donia in the 317.
Still got a local caution down in that area. Pretty crazy turn of events here, Chappie.
Jackson with the big lead and exiting Corner Curva and heading down the hill, chatting with some of the other drivers involved down there.
Also got a change for your second position overall.
.179, a Jason Schott getting it done, and Schott is extremely fast in the 179. A strong second now behind Elliott in the 71 Kart. Croshow back to third. King in the 522.
Now there's a nice battle raging for the third position.
Time running out on the shifter race, and what an interesting turn of events for both Musgrave, who went out first due to mechanical. Jackson clipping wheels with some slower lap traffic heading down the hill out of Corner Curva and takes him out. Nicky Hayes in the 51, fourth overall, and leads them for the S5 Juniors. S4 Magnum. It is all Gary Delcourt in the 772.
Move inside for the lead. Elliott holds him off.
For the checker, Darren Elliott in an exciting, thrilling shifter kart finish. Elliott over Jason Schott in the 179, Alex King. Nicky Hayes in S5 Junior over Sawyer and Zach Arthur. And S4 Magnum, it's Delcourt over Reichs and Austin Dine.